This is WPTV.
Welcome back to the desk. The William Patterson volleyball team ended their season a couple of weeks ago, and here to recap the whole season, we have Anthony, John, Vinny, and Jimmy. Now, John, we'll start with you. You know, the volleyball team, we had a really successful year, 13-12 on the season. Let's just get to it. Who is your team MVP for the season?
My team MVP would have to be Layla Kassir, and we can look at her stats right now. She's got her spot on the NJAC second team. She's been NJAC Player of the Week twice. As you can see, she's got 434 points in the season. 391 of them are kills. She has 22 serving aces, and if we turn to the defensive side, she's second on the team for digs at 291, and she has 23 blocks. 19 of those are solo blocks. So we can tell, obviously, she's having a phenomenal season.
I mean, you know, she did it both sides, you know, offense and defensively. Vinny, who's your MVP?
I have to go with Dakota Apicella. Offensively, she has 405 points, 360 kills. Serving aces, she has 40 of them. And then defensively, she has 437 digs and 9 blocks.
These numbers are nothing to scoff at, you
No,
know, in the
not at all.
high 400s. You know, that's great numbers, you know. You can't scoff at these numbers, you know. Apicella and Kassir, they both had really good seasons. Jimmy, your MVP.
My MVP is undoubtedly Kristen Volovka. We're going to take a look at her season stats right here, right now. William Patterson is currently 4th in the NJAC in assists. You know what she's responsible for? Assists. 816 on the season. She is 4th in the conference. You know, serving aces 29, digs 244. I like to call her the point guard of William Patterson. You know, you set up the other players around you, people like Burrow, Kassir. They get the kills. They do it because of her.
And that number, that's not a typo there. That's close to 1,000. Anthony, close us out. Who's your MVP?
Well, it's easy to look at, you know, Layla Kassir or Dakota Apicella and get sucked in by the points, but I'm going with Kathleen Burrow. You got to look at her stats right here: 187 kills, 43 service aces. That is 10th in the NJAC, 21st in kills in the NJAC, 17th in digs in the NJAC. She can do a little bit of everything, and she's a perfect glue piece for this team. She's been around a little bit. She's been around actually a while, and she can really hold this team together and really does a lot off the court and on the court for the team.
Yeah, and, you know, we just saw a lot of players there. You know, the Pioneers are going to be losing seniors, as you know. That happens every year with any team, and even here, you know, we're going to lose seniors. But moving along, Anthony, you know, next season we had 2 freshmen step up last season, you know, Ciara Feliz and Beatrice Suarez. You know, what's with those two? You know, tell me about both of them.
Well, they came in as freshmen. We're going to actually take a look at their stats right here. They've actually had very, very good rookie seasons. They both played 89 sets. They played 25 matches for the both of them. So they were on the court with each other a lot. 14 kills for Suarez, 23 serving aces for Feliz. Suarez is a lot more offensive minded and is a lot more of an offensive player. She has 120 total attacks, and Feliz had 118 digs this season. But you know what I see from them? They're rookies. They're going to only get better as they go along, and I have a lot of confidence for them going into next year.
Jimmy?
You know, my biggest takeaway from them is losing as many seniors as we have. We're losing about 4 or 5 seniors this upcoming season. With 2 freshmen being able to step up next season, being able to do it on both defensive and offensive side with kills and digs, if they can step up next season, you know, they can provide leadership roles for incoming freshmen next year.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's always what you see from, you know, people who were there. Then, you know, they get to, you know, they learn some of the things that they get from the seniors. Then, you know, they apply that to the underclassmen that come in after them. John?
So I'm agreeing with Walker on this one. Suarez is primarily offense, right, with her kills, and then Ciara with her 118 digs, which is not a number to laugh at as a freshman. That's really good. Her place is a defensive specialist, right? So she basically goes in for the libero and everyone else in the back row. And her job is digs. So with 118, she's doing a great job, and she'll only improve from here.
Close it up, Vinny.
Right, those numbers are just going to rise. I mean, they are freshmen, and those numbers are just going to keep going up, especially as Beatrice Suarez on the offensive side. Those numbers are going to go up with kills and points, and Ciara Feliz with, like John was saying, with the digs and everything like that. So those numbers are just going to keep going up.
You know, and, you know, it's always nice to see, you know, even freshmen get playing time. You know, that sometimes that doesn't happen. But, you know, they did get playing time, and I think that's going to better them for next season when their time comes around to be starters full time. Now, Jimmy, let's go to you. We just talked about that we're going to lose seniors this year. You know, there's going to be some players that will be coming back. What returning player do you think will make the biggest difference next year for the
we
Pioneers?
talked about her before. Layla Kassir, she's 1st in the NJAC in kills. That is a huge accomplishment. She's 15th in the conference in digs behind number 14, Kyla Sabello, fellow senior. Want to talk about her as well. So Layla Kassir, the impact she has in both facets of the game, big-time returning player.
Vinny?
We've also talked about her before, Kathleen Burrow, as Walker talked about. She's returning with, 246.5 points, 187 kills, 43 serving aces on the offensive side, and her stats are just nothing to laugh at too.
John?
If she's my MVP pick, how can she not be my big impact player? I'm sticking with Jimmy here. We're going with Layla Kassir. She's obviously already a dominant player. She's going into her senior year. She's going to be that leader and that mentor for the freshmen coming in, and then for Ciara, Feliz, and Suarez for their sophomore years. She's going to be she's my big impact player. I mean, what else can I say?
Anthony, close this out.
John, we're both wearing black and maroon. We're both on the same side of the desk.
Opposites, though. I like it.
We are wearing opposites, but I am in lockstep with you with Kassir. Led the team in points with 434. That was first in the NJAC, only ahead of Dakota Apicella, who was also on the team, as Vinny talked about. Led the team in kills, total attacks, and points against Stockton in the NJAC tournament. And she led the NJAC She led the NJAC in kills and 15th in digs. So she is a huge player, and I honestly don't know how much better it can get, but I'm sure she's going to shock us next year with that.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see it. I might not be here for it, but it's always good to see the Pioneers do well. And with our final record of 13-12 on the season, we had a lot of great victories. We had a quarterfinal appearance in the NJAC tournament. Vinny, let's start with you. What was the biggest win and the most impressive one for the Pioneers this season?
I think it was the NJCU game. Just the girls were on fire that match. It was back and forth every time. I mean, each set was very close in score each time. We had 53 kills, 75 digs. NJCU only had 72 kills. They had the same amount of digs as us, but it was a great game to watch, and we came out with a 3-1 victory.
Anthony?
A big thing in sports is not how you start, but it's also how you finish. This was the final NJAC game of the year for them, and they ended it in a win, and that's October 19th against Rutgers Newark. It was a hard-fought match, 100%. They only won their first set 26-24, but then they went on to win their next two, win 3-0, and then they ended up winning their 3 out of their next 4 and clinching an NJAC tournament spot. So from that moment, they really got hot. They clinched a tournament spot. That's my biggest win.
Jimmy?
My biggest win is undoubtedly when they traveled on the road to defeat Baruch College. They started the season 2-3. After the Baruch win, they won on 3 of their next 4 games after that. So to go on the road like that, we saw Apicella lead the team in kills and digs for the game. Vlavka 35 assists in this one. To be able to bounce back a 2-3 start, go on a bit of a roll after that win, it acted as a catalyst.
John, close us out for the block.
All right, so personally, when I think of an impressive volleyball game, I think of one that goes into 5 sets. And that one for me was the Pratt Institute game. So our team had the first 2 sets. We lost the last 2 sets. And you could notice that they left their blood, sweat, and tears on that court and won 15-13 in that last set to bring home the win early in the season, too. So that's a big win for us.
Absolutely, and we would love to congratulate all the seniors who are graduating this year. You guys did an awesome job. Guys did an awesome job this year. And we're going to watch out for the freshmen and sophomores who will be playing next year and juniors as well. But that's all we have for the Pioneer volleyball team today. But don't go anywhere, as we're going to set one up for the NFL crew right here on WPTV.